That's Hunter.
Yo, what's up with you guys? It's your boy Yaahn Hunter Jr. We're back at it again, and check it out. I have a Logic Pro X beginner tutorial for you. This is the 5 key steps that you need to start using Logic Pro X right away and start recording. Let's get right into this thing. Excellent. So here's the first window that you're going to see. We're going to be working with a empty project. Hit choose. Excellent. We're going to select a software instrument, and we're going to make sure that it's going to be an empty channel strip. Let's hit create. Awesome. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to be working with some audio because we're going to be recording my Motif ES6. So we're going to add an audio track by clicking the plus sign, and we're going to select audio. Now for me, it's going to be input 1 and 2 because I have a stereo keyboard that I'm working with. If you're using a microphone, then you want to select input 1 that's corresponding to your interface. Let's hit create. Awesome. The next thing you want to do is to configure Logic. So we're going to go to preferences, then we're going to go to advanced tools, and we're going to go to show advanced tools. This is going to give us everything that we need to use the full functionality of Logic Pro X. I have everything enabled, so just enable all. Excellent. We need to do one more thing, guys. We need to go back into our preferences one more time. We need to go to audio. We need to configure our interface. So this is for people who have a Focusrite Claret or Focusrite Scarlett 2-channel interface. You want to select your interface as the input. So if you have your microphone plugged up into there, that's what you're going to do. Next, if you're using your interface for your output, now this is for interface users, then you want to select this to be your output as well. So for me, it's going to be the Behringer X32 or X USB. Awesome. After you've done so, I would strongly recommend to get acquainted with Logic Sound Library. So you can see here you have bass, drum kit, electronic drum kit, etc. I'm going to hit the inspector, which is the letter I, and you're going to see a whole new window pop up. Don't worry about the advanced controls just yet. You want to be working with instrument. So select instrument right over here, and you can go through Logic's instruments from this window as well. So I'm going to work with some drums first. We're going to do some recording in just a few. So I'm going to use Ultra Beat, and let's do stereo. Then for Ultra Beat, I'm just going to go to the drum kits. Then I'm going to select hip hop kit. Excellent. And now you should have sound. Now I do want to know Ultra Beat is coming in hot. So I would recommend turning it down. So go to your fader, simply just turn it down about 2 dB or so. Excellent. Now let's make sure we have sound on our audio track. So I'm going to hit the I for input monitoring, and let's check to see if we have sound coming out of the keyboard. Excellent. So we do indeed have sound on the keyboard, and I'm going to name this Motif ES6. All right, next step is the recording fundamentals. Here's your controls. So you have your rewind, forward, stop, play, record. You have your cycle to loop something. Here you have your bars and your beats, your tempo. Then you have your time signature, and it's default to key signature C major. Now you can change that if you're more advanced. You have your replace. You have a tuner if you're working with a guitar or something like that, or bass. You have your solo. Now here's what's important to you. The count in for your click, and here's your click. And you can turn the click on by hitting the letter K and hit the space bar. And if you hit K again, it'll turn off the click. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the click temporarily, and I'm going to change the tempo by hovering over it, clicking, and simply just dragging down. We're going to be working with 94 BPMs. Excellent. And what's really nice about your control functions, if you hit this icon right here, this is the go to the beginning, and it brings you back to measure 1. Really useful. So now let's record some MIDI drums. We have the record enabled. We're going to hit the R button on our keyboard, and we have a 4-bar count in. And then we're going to record. Excellent. So now we have a 4-bar recording. What I like to do right away after I record something like that, I like to quantize it. So you can see over here, the quantize is set to off. I'm going to change this to a 16th note. And now if we go back to the beginning, it should sound real solid right on the grid. And I still have the metronome on to prove that it is indeed quantized, it's locked in. If you want to loop record, you can simply click on this grayed out line area. This is your cycle loop. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to this area right here, display mode, and we're going to put it to custom. Now we can see a lot more. So you have where you are in the playhead position. You have your bars playhead position. This is your minutes and seconds. Then you have your bars in position. And then here's where we have the cycle going. The cycle starts at measure 1 and it ends at measure 5, beat 1. And now it's going to cycle around 2, 3, 4. Now, if you're in full arrangement mode, then you can turn that off and you can do a shortcut Command and R to repeat this drum pattern. For this video, let's do a 4-bar loop. And I left it like this because I want to show you another function, which is the undo function. You hit Command and Z together, and now it removes what you previously did. So if you messed up, always remember Command Z. Next, we're going to add another MIDI instrument. Let's hit the plus sign again. This time, we're going to do software instrument, and I'm going to select default patch, and it's going to give me a nice Rhodes. Excellent. Now to navigate a little bit faster, you can rewind using your comma, and you can go forward using the period or greater than sign. If you'd like to go deeper with customizing your custom keys, you can go into Logic Pro, go to Key Commands, and go to Edit. And here's where you can assign your own custom key commands to make your workflow faster. Next, we're going to add a little bit of a bass line. Let's go to the plus sign again. Next, we're going to go to empty channel strip, hit create. Now we're going to go to bass, and I'm going to select the thumb bass. Excellent. And I'm going to quantize this to a 16th note. So now I want to record some audio. We're going to record some of a synth lead from the Motif ES6. And I'm going to hit the R button to record that, hit record enable. And let's go over here and let's record the synth lead. So we're going to turn the record enable off. What you could do if you want to cut off that back end, we have a little bit of a long reverb tail. Let's just say for whatever reason you wanted to chop that audio. You can go to that measure at the end of measure 5, and you can do Command T to split at playhead. Now I have mine set to slash from my shortcut, but for you, it will be Command T, and you can hit delete. and get rid of that back end tail. We want to make sure that we are not clipping. If you look at our levels, you can see that we are clipping at plus 3.3 dB. So what you can do is go into your mixer window by hitting the letter X, and you can highlight all of the tracks at once and bring them all down. Like my dad used to tell me, stay out of the red, son. Let's check this out now. Awesome. This way, you're not damaging your mix. You can zoom in and zoom out. If you have a trackpad, you can pinch in to zoom in and kind of pinch out to zoom out. Or you can use your zoom tools right here, horizontal zoom. Then you have your vertical zoom. Now we're at step 5, which is the piano roll. And I just want to get you aware of the piano roll. You can learn it. There's a ton of tutorials on YouTube about it, but I'll show you the basics. If you double click on any of the MIDI regions or hit the letter P or shortcut, here's your piano roll. Here's where you can adjust your performance. So let's say for the bass, you can select that and you can change one of the notes if you want to. You can say, if you made a mistake in your performance, you can use the piano roll, really essential, or quantize from this window. All right, guys, so it's a lot to Logic Pro X, and if you want to go for the deep dive, you can check out my Intro to Logic Pro X 101 on gospelproducers.com. Link in the description for that. So that's 5 quick steps on how to use Logic Pro X. I hope that you got some value from this. If you did, give your boy a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and turn on those bell notifications so you won't miss another video. Like I always say, we ain't nowhere near done. Peace.